guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review The Monkey.
The Monkey. You actually said it right.
I did. I've been calling it Monkey Man for some reason, which there is a movie called Monkey Man, but that's directed by Dev Patel. This one's directed by Osgood Perkins.
Yep.
Who also did Longlegs. And one of my new favorite horror films of the past 10 years, and that is The Black Coat's Daughter.
Ah, yep.
I love that movie, having watched it recently. But does The Monkey live up to the hype? That's what we're going to get into here today. Before we get into that, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, we talk about movies and TV and all kinds of entertainment stuff on this channel.
Yep.
If you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Also,
like the video.
Like the video, like she said. And then comment down below. Did you see The Monkey? Did you watch it in the theaters? It's on streaming, I think, to rent for what, $9.99 right now?
Yeah, maybe.
It's like slightly cheaper than the normal price, but I'm sure it'll be on a streaming service at some point as well. But okay, let's get into our thoughts on it. This one I feel like had hype going in because it's a Stephen King property, and Osgood Perkins kind of has name value right now coming off of Longlegs. So I was excited to see it. What did you think of it?
I don't think I realized that it was going, even though like it literally says it, if you look it up, I didn't realize that it was going to be like kind of comedic.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy.
It is.
And I had heard that.
Yeah. It does say dark comedy, which I totally agree with, for sure. And
it's kind of a different tone than he's done before. Like I don't think he's done anything really like this before.
Right. Yeah, I'll just...
Longlegs was not like this.
Right.
And neither was the Black Coat's Daughter's like really grim.
Very grim. Yeah, but I'll just say right away that I had fun with this movie. It kind of lost me in the third act though. But overall, I did enjoy the comedic kind of out there aspect to it. Kind of like with Hard Eyes, I don't know, like it just the outrageousness just kind of worked for me, and kind of like is it In a Violent Nature?
In a Violent Nature.
In a Violent Nature. I don't know, like I think I'm just kind of digging those movies that just like go for it and that are kind of a little outrageous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had fun with it, and like I said, it did kind of lose me in the third act a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, I like some stuff about it. I dislike some stuff about it. I think overall I'm disappointed just because I was expecting a little bit more. And I mean, my expectations were lowered a little bit when I kind of heard people were mixed on it.
Right.
But I mean, this movie, it's about two brothers. They've got a toy monkey that is basically that their dad had got, and it's basically like a curse on their family. And it's like following them into adulthood. And you wind this monkey up and somebody dies at random.
Right.
And somewhat, I guess, close proximity. Is that kind of the thing?
Yeah, it seems to be. Kind of, so I will say that I enjoyed watching the two younger version. I enjoyed watching the two younger brothers, like the young version of themselves.
They're way longer than I expected. Like it's almost like it's split into two halves.
Yeah.
The kid version and then the adult version.
Yeah, I really enjoyed when they were doing the kids. When, I like the actor that played the adult version of...
Theo James.
I enjoy him.
Who was in The White Lotus, I think, season 2. Yeah, good actor.
Yeah, I enjoy him, but I don't know. I felt like the boys just, they brought more to it for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical for a Stephen King story. I mean, it usually involves kids having to overcome something. So I do think that with this movie in particular, dealing with a toy monkey, it probably would have been better if they would have just been kids the whole time. Yeah. Yeah,
it did, it does feel...
I mean, there's some interesting things that happen with them in their adulthood, I guess, with the monkey. But I don't know. It just... I don't know. Like I said, some things work, some things didn't. It kind of plays out a little bit like Final Destination. I think I've heard that before too. Just how surprising like some deaths play out.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah. They had this whole... they were twin brothers, and I feel like typically you get the whole, twins have this like bond and they're so close and all of this kind of stuff. Well, these two brothers basically hated each other. At least the one, he was, you've got this kind of more evil brother and then this kind of more innocent, timid brother, which is who I guess Theo James mostly plays.
Yeah.
We don't see the like older brother, or we don't. Yeah, we don't see the older other brother too much until the final act, which is when I kind of like checked out a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, not to get into spoilers, but there is something that happens to them involving their mom when they're younger. There's a secret, and that secret kind of gets uncovered, in their as they're adults. So
I don't know if I know the secret.
Well, you know.
Okay.
I just feel like it's been a little bit since we've seen it.
Sometimes Ken doesn't play like complete attention, so.
Well, there was something that the one boy did.
Okay.
Yeah, that led to something that happened to their mom.
Well, I didn't know.
And the other brother did not know about it because he did not tell him.
I just didn't know he didn't know.
Played out.
Okay.
Yeah, he did not. He didn't know until he got a little bit older.
I thought that's why they didn't talk. Because he did know.
Well, he knew. I think he knew he was keeping something from him.
And
but I don't think he knew until a little bit later in the film.
It was kind of interesting too because the main brother, if you will, the one that we see the most, you find out that when he did get older, he did like go on and get into a relationship and have a child. But you find that because he's so worried about this like monkey curse or whatever, he essentially
want to get close to anybody.
Yeah, he essentially breaks ties with his family, and he like only sees his son once a year, I think they said.
Yeah.
And when they show the son, he becomes kind of a big part of the movie, towards the middle to end, I guess. And I honestly didn't love that actor, the one that played his son.
The one. Well, no, that was a different actor, wasn't it? I was going to say one of the characters in this is Corey Cunningham from Halloween Ends, but that's not his son. I was thinking that was his son for a second, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
He plays somebody different.
I didn't love that kid, but it's whatever. Also, there is just like the most random appearance of Elijah Wood.
Oh yeah.
In this movie, he's playing like the stepdad basically, and he's just like a weirdo a little bit. He's like an author, and I guess he's like some kind of parental expert or something.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of goofy, but intentional for sure.
Well, Elijah's kind of in the spot now, just like Daniel Radcliffe. He did Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. He can do whatever the hell he wants because he's just got so much money for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and I love that for them. I really do. I love how they do these more like indie films. Not that this was an indie film, but they do those like more like weird movies. But yeah, I don't know. All in all, I would just say that this movie was okay.
Yeah, it was nothing special. I can't like quite put my finger on like why it didn't work. I guess I don't know, just the balance of humor and some of the seriousness just didn't work for me. Sometimes that happens with war comedies.
Honestly, I think that it could have been that they're just like. It didn't seem like it was enough of a story for me.
And I thought a lot of the deaths, some of them were cool, I guess, but I thought the way they were executed was just very cartoonish and over the top. And I get it, that was probably supposed to be intentional, but I don't know. I just don't think that Osgood is good at doing absurd, like cartoonish type stuff. He needs to stick to the more serious material. I think he's better at that more like slow, methodical pacing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so there you have it.
That's it. That's the monkey. That's all our thoughts on it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And, like the video. We would appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.
Don't be buying any, monkeys if you see them at the yard sale.
No. I'll never buy a monkey after this movie.
No.
Hell
all right. See you later, guys.
See you guys later.